Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are joining us from. Yes, welcome to our training tonight on Wednesday evening. Um, yes, if you can hear me, please give me one in the chat. If audible, loud and clear, drop me a one in the chat. Drop me a one in the chat. If I'm loud and clear, drop me a one in the chat. Okay, all right. So good evening once again. Greetings to all of you joining us on this platform. Yes, so this is Mavuto Mopiwa, one of Crypto Ambassadors coaches. Yes, I'll be taking you through the training tonight. We have been doing this. It's not the first time that we are doing it, but for the sake of learning and progress, we will continue doing so, making sure that our community is well duplicated. So tonight you'll be looking at the MACD indicator, one of the amazing indicators that we can use to make entry in the market. Please don't attend this training alone. Bring your team members with. We are trying to duplicate ourselves. Yes, that's what we are trying to do, making sure that we teach as much as possible so that you are able to pick a trade. You are able to trade with the Royal Q robot without waiting for signals. That is the whole idea behind that. So we'll be doing again the MACD, where we'll be using the indicator to help us make an entry in the market. When I say an entry in the market, it simply means instructing your robot to go to the market first time with your first buy-in amount. That kind of buy, that kind of going to the market should be triggered by the help of the MACD as an indicator, which is also available in our Royal Q robot. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. I will share my screen so that we look at the MACD indicator. Then I will quickly go to Royal Q and help us see how we can set a trade using the MACD indicator. All right, so just give me a moment while we are inviting others to join us. Just give me a moment so that I'll be able to share my screen and then we get into it. Okay, all right. So I'm back. I think we have given you enough time. So let's get into our training for today. Yes, let's get into our training for today. Let me see those that are ready for learning. Let me see those that are ready for learning. Let me see those that are ready for learning. Can I see those that are ready for learning? Can I have a yes? Can I have a yes? Can I have a yes? If you are ready for learning tonight, let me see a yes in the chat. Let me see a yes in the chat. Let me see a yes in the chat. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Then we are going to go to our application for technical analysis, which is TradingView. Then we'll have a look at this indicator called the MACD indicator, right? Yes, just okay. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, come here with me. I just want us to explain a bit about the MACD indicator so that when we are using it in Royal Q to set a trade to help us enter the market, yes, we should be knowing what the MACD indicator does, okay? So this is the MACD indicator. Yes, according to the settings, we have decided to give them these colors. These colors that are appearing on your screen, it is because of the choice that I made that these colors should be in this color. All right. So probably someone will be saying, what if I use this other color? What if I use this other color? Yes, it is a choice of colors. But now, with what you are seeing on your screen, let me check. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible? Let me see. Is my screen visible? Let me check. If my screen is visible, indicate in the chat. If my screen is visible, indicate in the chat. If my screen is visible, indicate in the chat. Okay. All right. So it is visible. Thank you so much. Okay. So let's get into. Okay. Let me share my screen again. Then we run quickly into our training for tonight. Okay. Okay, so here it is. My screen has loaded. Then let's go into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me push this other part to the top so that it does not confuse you, because my focus is on the indicator. Okay, my focus is on this indicator over here. Let me bring Okay. Sorry guys. My network. Yes, my network. I got out of the Zoom. If I'm back, if you can hear me again, give me a yes. If you can hear me again, give me a yes. If you can hear me again, give me a yes. I was out because of network. I was out because of network. Yes, let me make some leaders here co-host so that they can help me manage the Zoom. Let me make some leaders here co-host. Okay, so I think it's okay. I've got two co-hosts that are going to help me manage the Zoom here. Okay, so let me share my screen and then we do our training. Okay, so I was explaining about the MACD indicator. I am on the application called TradingView just to have a little bit of understanding of the indicator before we make use of it in RoyalQ so that we are able to take some trades with it. All right, so let me push this screen to the top. Let me push this screen to the top. Yes. Okay, so here we are. So this is the MACD indicator. The MACD indicator comprises of two lines. According to what you are seeing on your screen, there is this blue line over here, and there is this orange line over here. The blue line, it is called the MACD line, okay? The blue line is called the MACD line, all right? And the orange line over here, it is called the signal line. It is called the signal line. So these two lines, they move, okay, following what is happening on the market on top here. I have pushed the candles to the top, okay? So these two lines, they move in correspondence to this market over here, right? So the MACD line, which is the blue line here, it is a 12 moving average, while the signal line, it is a 26 moving average, meaning to say the MACD line, the blue one, moves faster than the orange line because it looks at previous 12 candles. This one looks at 26 previous candles. So this is a MACD line and the signal line. So you are going to find out that these two lines, when they are moving, at a certain point, they will be diverting from each other, okay? The blue line will be diverting from the orange line. That's why the indicator, it is called MACD, okay? That's why the indicator is called MACD. So there is moving average, convergence, divergence. So you are going to see that these two lines will be diverting from each other, okay? Somewhere along the line, they will also come close to each other, right? So they are two moving average. One is a 12, one is a 26. So in short, the MACD, it is a lagging indicator. It reduces the noise in the market, okay? Now, let us look at other lines or other components of the MACD. When you look down here, there is a dotted line. You're going to see a dotted line from this angle. It shows that it is dotted, okay? So there is a line that is separating these two areas, which are looking like clouds or which are looking like mountains, right? These two areas, the green area and the red area. There is a line that is separating these two parts, and that line is called a zero line, okay? It's a zero line. Now, these two lines, the MACD line and the signal line, which are blue and orange respectively, they move along this zero line. They will move either going to the top, they will move and come down. But the movement is along this line, which is the zero line. Okay? So they will be crossing to the top, crossing to come down, crossing to the top, crossing to come down. Now, let us look at this crossing that the MACD indicator makes. Okay, the signal line and the MACD line. So you are going to find out at a certain point, the blue line, as you can see here, it will cross over. It will make a crossover. When it makes a crossover, it will be moving on top of the orange line, above it. The orange will be below, the blue line will be on top. But after a crossover what has happened? As you can see here, the blue line was below, but it came and then crossed the orange line, which is the signal line. Then it started to move above the signal line. It started to move above the signal line. So when the MACD line crosses the orange line and start moving above it, it means the market on top here, the price is rising. Let me repeat that. When you see a crossover has happened, the blue line is coming from below the orange, and then it crosses. Sorry again. I hope I did not leave you hanging. Yes, that was network again. All right, so let's proceed. Let's not waste much time. So I was explaining about these two lines crossing each other. Okay, these two lines crossing each other, but mostly it is the blue line that crosses over and over. Okay, it is the blue line that crosses over. It will cross over to the upper side, it will cross over to the downside. So whenever it crosses to go to the upper side, then it means the market here, it is starting to rise. The price of the coin you are analyzing, it is gonna start to go up. So initially when it is like this, can you see there was a crossover right here? And then the blue line moving above the orange line. It has been moving above until it went high up there. Okay, so when you check here, if I can bring the market here, okay, if I can bring the market here, let me bring it so that you are able to see what normally happens. Okay, what normally happens when the blue line crosses the orange line, starting to move above it. So here you are. Can you see here? Is there any resemblance from this point? From this point where the MACD line crossed the orange line and started to move above it. Started to move above it. Look here. Look at this point. The market went high up there. Okay? The crossing that was made here. Okay? Yes. The crossover that happened here, then you can see what happened here. So if you were to use this to enter the market, looking at what the MACD does, okay? Looking at what the MACD can provide to us to make good entries in the market, it means we were to enter here, which is here on top, and then we ride with the market if we are, okay? So this is a rising market after the MACD has made a crossover. Now, this crossover that has been made here, it is called a golden cross. It is called a golden cross. When a golden cross has happened, then it means the market has a signal, okay, has given us a signal of the price going up. So why are we looking at this? We want in our RoyalQ robot, the robot should only enter the market when such a thing has happened here. Are you getting it? We want only to enter the market with our RoyalQ robot when the MACD has formed a golden cross. Okay? Yes, only when a golden cross has happened, it's when we want to enter, yes, using our RoyalQ robot. Why? Because the MACD indicator gives us confidence that once the golden cross has happened, there is an increment in terms of price. There is a rising in terms of price. In this case, we are able to win a trade because each and every time, whenever a MACD makes a crossover, we see that there is a rising in terms of price. So we are confident enough that indeed our trade is going to deliver if there will be no other market conditions. You know most that we don't control the market. So anything can happen. Okay? Anything can what? Can happen in the market, right? So look here as well. If you were to check closely here, okay? There was another crossover here. There was another crossover here with the MACD. MACD made another crossover here, and you can see what happened. The price went up to that level. So each and every time there is a crossover, the golden cross in MACD, it is a good opportunity for us to enter the market using our RoyalQ robot. So here, the MACD is making a crossover to the upper side, right? And here, let me show you other crossovers because there's a crossover to the upper side and there's a crossover to the downside. So you can see here when, let me enlarge it. Can you see here, ladies and gentlemen? The MACD made a crossover to the downside. After it has been moving on top, after it has been moving above the orange line, here the MACD decided to cross. Can you see there was a cross here? This type of a cross, it is called a death cross. When the MACD crosses the orange line to come below or to start moving below it, that is called a death cross. Yes. Since now we have started teaching about futures trading in RoyalQ. So if it was futures, I could say this is the point of entry with our future trading, because we want to ride the downward movement of the market. So the death cross is for our future trading, right? So whenever the blue line crosses the orange line to start moving below it, then it means the market is going down. Let us look above here. Was indeed the market going down? Was indeed the market going down? If we can bring our candles like this, okay? If we can bring our candles like this, and probably let me draw a line here. Let me just bring a line here. Let me draw a vertical line where there was a MACD crossover to the downside of the market. Okay, let me just put it here. All right, what did I pick? Did I pick a horizontal line or a vertical line? Okay, this is a vertical line. All right, so the MACD made a crossover here. All right, so can you see where I have drawn the line? Up here, there is a decrease in terms of price. Price started to go down. When the MACD made a crossover to the downside, price started to go down. So the MACD will help you understand what is happening here. Can you see what happened here when the blue line crossed the orange line? Can you see what type of a movement of market, what happened here? Yes, there was a downward movement in terms of price when the MACD line was moving below the orange line, right? You can see there for yourself, ladies and gentlemen, all right? So you needed to understand this. Whenever a MACD crosses, that's why I'm saying MACD indicator, it is one of the best indicators. It gives you confidence. It does not just make a crossover anyhow. Whenever a crossover is happening, it means something is going to happen in terms of price, right? So you will see that everywhere where the MACD is making a cross, there was an increase. There was a rise in terms of price. As you can see how I am displaying my screen here, right? So we want to make these crossovers, especially the golden cross in our RoyalQ robot. We want the robot to enter when such is happening, so that when the market rises, then we are able to take advantage of it so that our trade can deliver. This is giving us confidence. Now, that is about these two lines, the blue line and the orange line. That's what they normally do. When the blue is moving below the orange, downward movement. When the blue is moving above the orange, upward movement of price. So there is golden cross as well as death cross. When this blue line is making some crossovers, a crossover to the upper side, it is golden cross. A crossover to the downside, it is a death cross, right? Is that clear? Let me check with you so that I can wind up and then we go to RoyalQ. If that is clear, give me a 1 in the chat. If that is clear, give me a 1 in the chat. You don't need to worry about studying the indicator. I just want you to understand when we set it in our RoyalQ robot, when the robot is making an entry in the market using the MACD, what is actually happening behind the MACD? Because it's not you who is going to monitor this unless you are analyzing the market by yourself. Okay? Yes, you want to analyze the market by yourself, then maybe you can go into detail. But what I am showing you is that you should be able to understand how does the RoyalQ robot pick a trade on your behalf using the MACD indicator. Okay, so I think we are good. I think we are good. I think we are good. All right, we are good. Okay, so let me finish up on the MACD indicator. Let me open up on the, finish up on the MACD indicator. Now, there is one more thing left about the MACD indicator. Okay, let me open it again. Then after that, we're gonna go to Royal Q. Okay. Let me push these things up there and bring this indicator here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I was out again. Seems like my village people, they are very strong tonight. They are very, very strong, my village people. Yes. Who is having strong village people? I needed to borrow. I needed to borrow somebody's strong village people so that my village people, when they come, they should help me to chase them away. Who's got strong village people here? Who is having strong village people here? Yes, my co-host, whenever I get out of the Zoom, when I raise my hand, please allow me to unmute. You should allow me to unmute. Yes. That's the reason why I have made you co-host. Because if the host was not here, I could have a problem. So my co-host, you need to help me. Whenever I disappear and then I come raise my hand, please, you should unmute me. Luckily enough, the host is here. Yes, someone is willing to borrow me their village people. Are they strong? Because I don't want mine when they come to take me out of Zoom, they should be able to go. So I need strong village people here. Yes, please borrow me yours. If yours are very strong, please borrow me. I want to stay here in the Zoom. I don't want to go with them. Okay, all right. So that is just a joke. Let's finish up. Let's finish up with our training for tonight. Let's finish up with our training for tonight. All right, so let me share my screen. Okay, so I think my screen is visible. So now on the MACD indicator, we are remaining with these things that looks like clouds or they look like mountains. Okay, these things here, they are red and green in colors respectively. So these things, they are called histograms, MACD histograms. Okay, these are MACD histograms. They work hand in hand with these two lines, okay, to interpret what is happening here on the market, which is the candles. Okay, I hope I'll be able to finish this time. I have joined with a different gadget. Let me see what's gonna happen. Am I loud and clear? Am I loud and clear? Please indicate if I'm loud and clear. Please indicate if I'm loud and clear. Okay, all right. I don't want to waste much time. Let me share my screen. Let us finish this MACD indicator. Where was I? Okay, let me bring the MACD indicator. Okay, so I was explaining about the MACD histograms. Okay, these are MACD histograms. So the MACD histograms also, they grow or they move on a zero line, as you can see. Okay, they move on the zero line. So the green ones, they grow above the zero line, while the red ones, they grow below the zero line. So these histograms, they indicate the strength of the market up here. Okay, these histograms, they help you understand how much pressure is in the market. If I can bring my my market here, okay, if I can bring the market right here, all right, so you are going to see that the growing of the histograms, they indicate, okay, they indicate what is happening above here on top. So I was saying that when you see the green histograms, okay, when you see the green histogram, it means that the MACD line has crossed the orange line and it is moving above it. So here it is a representation of these candles. Okay, these candles. So we are looking at the pressure that is above here. So when you enlarge, you are going to find out that each and every candle here, if we are to draw a line, you will discover that each and every candle here, ladies and gentlemen, Okay, each and every candle here, if we are to begin from here, okay, can you see where I have put my line? Okay, let me draw another one here. I want you to understand what I am trying to teach. So you are going to find out that each and every histogram here, it is a representation of a candle there above. Okay, it is a representation of a candle here on top here. So each and every histogram, it represents a candle. Now, the pressure that is in the candle here on top, okay, if we are to talk about pressure now, if we are to talk about pressure, the pressure that is displayed in the candle here, you are able to know how strong it is when you look at the size of the histogram down here. It shows you how much pressure is in the candle above there. That's why I'm saying the histograms, they help us determine how much pressure is in the market. Okay, so when you see that this pressure is reducing, if I can minimize my screen, if you see that the pressure is reducing, okay, you are going to see that the green histograms here, they are going to start changing their color to light green. When the pressure is reducing, you will see the green histograms are changing color to light green. This tells you that the pressure above here, it is decreasing. So if it was a buying pressure, okay, because the green candles, the green histograms represent buying pressure. So for you to know that buying pressure is decreasing, you will see the histograms changing their color to light green. The same applies to the red histogram here. Okay, the same applies to the red histogram down here. Okay, so you can see that when the green histograms started to fade, when they started to fade, can you see here? When they started to fade, then eventually the red histograms started to appear. Then you are able to see that the MACD line, which is the blue line, was able to make a crossover to the downside when the pressure started to reduce to the extent that green completely got out of picture and we saw red coming here. So this is a representation of what is happening here in terms of pressure. This is just extra knowledge on the MACD indicator. Are we together, ladies and gentlemen? This is just extra knowledge. All right. But our main focus is where the MACD line makes a crossover, like here, it made a crossover to the upper side. So we want to maximize this opportunity using our RoyalQ robot. Let the robot monitor this crossover on our behalf. When it happens, let the robot enter the market for us. That is our focus. Don't lose that. It's not you who's going to do the monitoring of the MACD when it is crossing. No, it is the robot, but it's just extra knowledge. Is this clear? Is this clear, ladies and gentlemen? I want to go to RoyalQ now. I want to go to RoyalQ now. Is this clear? Is this clear? Is it clear, ladies and gentlemen? This is just extra knowledge because you are a member of Crypto Ambassadors. So here we give extra knowledge to our community so that they can become a better version of themselves. At a certain point in time, you will stop waiting for signals. When you have grown, When you have eaten enough, drink enough milk, and then you're gonna start eating proper food, then you will stop waiting for signals. You'll be able to analyze the market by yourself, and with your confidence that you have learned all through, you will be able to start trading without waiting for signals. That is our main intention. We want to duplicate ourselves. If we are not there, the business should continue. Okay? If we are not there, the business should continue. All right? That is our main intention as crypto ambassadors. We want to duplicate ourselves as much as possible. Right. So let's go to our Royal Q robot, and then we learn how to set this MACD indicator in our Royal Q robot so that it can make entries in the market on our behalf. Please understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that the MACD indicator, okay, the MACD indicator will be used to buy margin calls. The MACD indicator is not for buying margin calls. The MACD indicator is for making entries in the market, first entry. When you put your first buy-in amount $20, when the robot is taking this $20 first time, let it use a MACD. Are we together? Are you with me? The MACD indicator is not for buying margin calls. It is for making good entries in the market, first time entry with our first buy-in amount. Okay, so I'm opening any coin here just for demonstration. Okay, I'm opening any coin here so that we are able to see where do we set this MACD so that the robot can enter the market. Right. So we are opening this coin called WCT. Okay, WCT. We want to set this so that the robot can use the MACD indicator to monitor the crossing over of a golden cross. The crossing over of a golden cross, so that when it happens, let this robot buy for the first time. All right? So let's open this coin this way, like the way we always do when we are setting a trade. Right? So we tap on create. Yes, we are using the Martingale strategy bot. That's what we use. We don't use the grid bot, but we use the Martingale strategy bot. Then I tap create again to continue. All right. Yes, there is always a warning, which is a risky warning. Don't worry about it because this is a cryptocurrency. It is volatile in terms of price. So we just accept, I understand. Yes. When you are new in the business, when you see the risk warning, it's written risk warning, you'll be like, am I doing this thing right? Yes, you'll be afraid because there is risk warning. So don't worry, just proceed with the risk warning, accept it, say I understand, so that the robot can be able to display the coin that you are trying to set. All right, so we want to tap on trade setting so that we can continue with setting our trade. So I'm gonna tap on trade setting. When you are trading the coin very first time, you are setting that coin, you have never traded it before. The page, this one that is appearing, always pops up. Okay? When you are trading the coin for the very first time, you have never opened it. Then it is going to give you this page where it shows smart create and manual create. Right? So we want to create manually. We want to create manually with our own settings. We don't want this smart create by the robot. No. So we're going to tap on manual create. All right. So we are here on manual create. We want to create our own settings that should fit our capital that we want to trade with, right? So here I'm not gonna focus these areas, okay? I'm not gonna focus on these areas of whole position, take profit ratio, blah, 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 blah. All these, I'm not gonna focus here. I'm imagining, okay? I'm imagining that you know all these things, right? Yes. So you have set all these things correctly. You have put in the right setting. The only thing that I want you to have a look, which is extra, it is extra because it is optional. You can choose to use it or not. That's why I'm saying it is extra. Okay, so here is the extra feature of Royal Q, where you are able to use indicators to help you enter the market first time, right? So let's focus on advanced setting, which is optional. Everything here is in order. You have put it correctly. I'm not touching that. So let's tap on advanced setting. Okay, so when you tap on advanced setting, you are going to see extra page. Okay, that takes you further down, right? So our focus is on how we want our first entry in the market should be triggered. Okay, can you see here? It says first buy triggering condition. Okay, what is the condition for our robot to buy with our first buy-in amount? What is the condition? So the condition is that the robot, for it to pick this trade with our first buy-in amount, the trade should be triggered by a MACD indicator. So when you tap this other area, it is called trigger price. Okay, when you tap on the trigger price, then you are going to see the display of indicators. You will see the display of indicators, right? First buy triggering condition, the triggering price. It should be an indicator, one of these. But remember, tonight we are talking about the MACD. So we are choosing the MACD here to be a tool that can be used by the robot to do our first buy-in entry in the market. Yes, let the MACD trigger our first buy-in entry in the market. So I'm choosing MACD here. I'm choosing MACD right there. So MACD trigger has started to appear. MACD trigger has started to what? To appear. So in the MACD trigger, what is going to happen for the MACD trigger to happen? We need a golden cross, the one we were explaining, right? Yes. So the appearance of the golden cross in the MACD indicator, it is going to trigger our first buy-in amount, okay, entering the market. That is the MACD, right? No, I was explaining about the zero line in the MACD indicator. There are histograms above here. There are histograms below here. The MACD indicator has got two lines, the signal line and the MACD line. They move on this line here. They move on this line here. So one thing that these two lines does is crossing overs. The MACD crosses over. It's either to the upper side or to the downside. But our focus is the crossing over of a golden cross to the upper side. Now, one thing that I did not explain there in TradingView is that this is our zero line. Okay, this is our zero line, right? So Okay, quickly, let's do this. Quickly, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this quickly. All right, it has loaded. Now, I wanted to explain this about the zero line. Okay, there is something extra. Now, you are going to find out that the crossover or the creation of the golden cross, it can happen above the zero line or it can happen below the zero line. What I mean is that these two lines, they can cross each other below the zero line. Can you see here? The zero line is on top. These two lines are below. So a crossover can happen below here. So there in RoyoQ, they have given us a 0. So we are going to choose, because there is another crossover that happens. These two lines, they can cross each other above here. Can we find that? Let me see if we can find that quickly so that what I'm teaching here makes sense. Can we find it? Can we find it? Let me see. Can we find it? I want a place where a crossover happened above the zero line. These two lines crossing each other. Let me bring Bitcoin. Maybe I will find it quickly. Let me bring Bitcoin here. Let me bring Bitcoin here. Maybe I will find a crossover above the zero line. Right? I just want to bring understanding so that when you are choosing the crossover, which one are you telling the robot to monitor, right? Which one are you telling the robot to monitor? Let me push this to the upper side and then bring the MACD alone here so that we can look for the crossover above the zero line. Okay. Let me check in another time frame. Maybe I will find it. I just like to teach with examples. Let me see if I can find a golden cross above the zero line. Can I find a golden cross above the zero line? Aha, this one. This is what I was talking about. Aha, I was looking for this. Okay. Can you see the crossover here? The crossover that happened here, it is still above the zero line. This crossover here, it is happening above the zero line. But there are other crossovers that happens here below the zero line. So this is above, this is below. This is what I wanted to show you, that the MACD indicator can make a crossover above. So in RoyoQ, they have also picked that. When we tell the robot to monitor a golden cross, which one specifically? Is it the one that happens below or the one that happens above? Okay, but all of them, they are crossovers. It does not matter which one, because all of them, they do happen, right? So there is the zero line here. There is a zero line here. Can you see? RoyoQ is giving us 0. So when you tap on this arrow pointing down, you are going to see that there is a 0 that is showing above, and there is a 0 that is showing below. So the 0 below, okay, the 0 below, it is the one which is having the arrow pointing backward like this, while the 0 above is the one that is having the arrow pointing forward. So this one is above the 0. This one is below the 0. So you are going to indicate here which golden cross should the robot monitor. But I said it does not matter. What we want is a golden cross. Probably someone is asking, which one? Which one should we set? Which one should we set? You can set any, right? All of them, they do happen. Okay? Yes. So that is the MACD indicator. So we are going to choose the type of the golden cross that we want. Do we want the one above or the one below? So here I have chosen the one below the zero line. Okay? The one below the zero line is the one I have activated here. Remember that I'm looking at this in a 15 minutes time frame. If you saw the link was saying sniping the market. Okay? We are saying sniping the market. So we want to snipe the market in a shorter time frame, in 15 minutes. We want the MACD indicator that is going to happen in 15 minutes time frame in the RoyalQ robot. The RoyalQ robot should monitor the golden cross in MACD in a 15 minutes time frame. The reason behind that is that we don't want it to stay longer in the market. And since it is a 15 minutes time frame, our take profit is going to be small. Okay? It can be 1.3, maximum 1.5. Our whole position take profit ratio, it is 1 to 1.5. That is our take profit. The reason is that we don't want it to stay longer in the market because 1% is easily achieved. 1.5 is easily achieved. If you want 3%, it means you are going to wait longer. Do you get the idea behind sniping the market? So we want to enter into the market as many as possible, collecting small take profit, but repeatedly. So let the MACD golden cross, the one that is happening in a 15 minutes time frame, let the robot monitor this one. Then after this, then you can save. Okay, you can save. After saving, then you activate your robot. Okay, what is my first buying amount? Let me see. What did I set here? Okay, it's $12. Right. So I am activating this trade. Let the robot monitor the MACD crossover of the golden cross. All right. So I am activating this trade. So here it is. It is activated. All right. It is activated here. You can see the pause. It means the trade is active. Not that it has been bought, but the robot has started monitoring it. So it will write 00 here. It has not bought anything. Can you see on my position amount? It is still 0. On my average price, it is still 0. On my margin call, it is still 0. On my profit or loss, it is still 0. The only thing that is showing, it is my current price, right? But my position quantity, position amount, average price, here, all of them, they are 00 because my robot has not bought this coin. But currently, it is monitoring. If a MACD golden cross happens, my robot is going to buy. So I'm not entering the market blindly. No, I'm entering the market objectively. Only when something is happening, which is rising of price, let my robot buy using my first buy-in amount. Okay, let me see if there are questions. Let me see if there are questions. So you can set as many trades as you can. The robot will be monitoring. Yes, the robot will be monitoring. any coin that is creating. What about my second buy? The second buy is not going to be triggered by MACD, which is your margin call. When the robot buys first time, that is not a margin call. It is a first time entry in the market using your first buy-in amount. No. When I say the robot should monitor a MACD happening in 15 minutes time frame, it does not mean that the robot is going to buy after 15 minutes. No. But the time frame that the robot is monitoring in, it is the the 15 minutes time frame. I don't know if this makes sense. Okay? If you come here and open this coin, okay, and open this coin, you can see that there is a time frame here. There is a time frame there. So there is a 4-hour time frame. There is a 1-hour time frame. There is a 15 minutes time frame. There is a 1-day time frame. So what is displayed here, these candles that you are seeing here, the way they look, they are being like this in a 4-hour time frame, which is a bigger picture of the market. If I can change this 4-hour to 15 minutes, you will see a different appearance of these candles. Can you see now? This is 15 minutes. So it does not mean that the robot will buy after 15 minutes. No, but the robot will be looking at this market in a smaller picture of 15 minutes. That's what we mean. Is this clear? So this is a 15 minutes picture of the market. If I can change 15 minutes and put 1 hour, can you see? This is a 1-hour picture of the market, the same market, but in 1 hour, how does it look like? In 4 hours, how does it look like? So let the robot focus in the 15 minutes time frame. Whenever a golden cross is happening within this picture of 15 minutes, let the robot enter the market on our behalf. Is that clear about the 15 minutes picture? Is that clear about the 15 minutes picture? Am I answering your question? Is that clear? Okay, let me see other questions. Okay, Pascal. The reason why we are taking 1.3 is that we don't want to stay longer in the market. Let me give this example so that Pascal can understand. When I say we are taking small take profit, yes, the MACD, whenever it crosses whenever it creates a golden cross, okay, it means something is happening in the market in terms of price, right? So now, I want you to understand, Pascal. Me and you, we enter this trade together, okay? We are entering it in the 15 minutes time frame, both of us, all right? But I decided to take 1.3% take profit. You decided to take 3% take profit. You, Pascal, you decided to put 3%. I decided to take 1.3%. So now I want to ask you this question, Pascal. When the prices started to go up, from where all of us entered, me and you, we entered at the same price, but the difference is only take profit amount. So now, when the prices start to rise, between me and you, Pascal and myself, who is going to get out first? Or let me ask this question this way. When the price is rising from here, it's gonna first get who? Between 1.3 and 3%. Who is going to be found first by the rising of the price? Who is going to be found first by the rising of the price? Let me ask, let me find out. Pascal, this question is directed to you. Yes, I know others. Thank you so much. So if it is me who is going to be found first, who's gonna get out first? Who is going to take profit first between me and you? Who is going to exit the market and take another trade between me and you? Obviously, it's me. So I'm going to leave you there while you are waiting for your 3%. I have already achieved mine. So I will go and look for another trade. And there's a possibility, Pascal, there's a possibility, yes, that when the prices start to rise, yes, it's gonna get me here, my 1.3, then it gets to 2%. So you are here with your 3% waiting for the price to get you. Then when it gets to 2%, it can come down again before it gets you. I'm already out here. So when the price went to 2%, then it goes down. It does not reach 3%. And you are still there waiting. Yet myself, I have already looked for another trade and I am in while you are waiting for your 3%. That's why I said sniping the market. Sniping the market. The strategy mode, you can use one shot, you can use a cycle. But now, I would recommend that you trade with one shot when you are using the MACD. Do you know the reason why? If you are trading in a cycle using the MACD, when the robot sells the trade, it completes the trade. It is not going to enter the trade immediately. It's not going to buy again immediately. It will wait for another MACD to happen. Okay? It is still cycle, yes. It will buy the same coin, yes. But it's not going to happen immediately. The settings, they are editable. You can edit it to suit your settings. Okay? The settings, they are editable. So if you happen that you put 3%, then you see that it seems like I must stay here for the whole month. Let me adjust it to 2%. It's okay. It's okay. The settings are editable. Okay? The focus is winning a trade using the MACD. Right? Yeah. Let me see other questions here. I know some of the questions my leaders are answering them. It will depend, Pascal, it will depend how much capital are you trading with. I can read your mind, Pascal. Understanding that there is a possibility that the bot can only buy once. Sometimes it can only buy one time, and then the market shoots up. So if you only use the $10, it means it will sell $10 stock and give you your profit. So you don't want small profit, you want bigger profit when a sell has happened. So that also takes you to the first buy-in amount. So it depends on the capital. Okay, Pascal, it depends on the capital. Because if you are having only $100 as capital, you cannot make $100 capital to be your first buy-in amount. Okay? Because the market can go against you even if you are using MACD. So it depends on your capital. So we always teach you how to manage your wallet. Rhoda, how long does the MACD golden cross takes? There is no time frame. There is no time frame because the robot does not control the movement of price. The movement of price is the one that creates the crossovers in MACD, right? So there is no time frame. That's why I said you can set many coins so that the robot is standing high chances of picking a trade. Okay? Yes. So my focus was how to set the MACD indicator in your Royalkey robot to make first buy entries. Can I use MACD to buy a coin and again buy it without using the MACD? Yes. Yes, the only thing you just need to come and change on the setting. Remember here, okay? Here on the settings, it is optional. Okay? Here it is optional here. When you come here, when you tap on create, when you land on this page, okay? Here, when you tap on trade setting down here, where you are activating the MACD here, it is optional. So you can trade without this feature. So you can buy again without the MACD. You can cancel this. You don't activate anything here. Okay? So you can do that. You can enter a trade with MACD or you cannot. Is that clear? Yes, it is possible. The robot can give you 2% instead of 1.3 that you set because of the take profit callback. The robot can give you 2% instead of 1.3 that you did set because of the availability of the take profit callback. Okay? Yes, the take profit callback, it gives you an advantage. If the market rises above your take profit, then the robot will be able to give you excess because of the take profit callback. Okay, when the 15 minutes elapses, if you did get me very well, Peter, I said that the robot does not buy within 15 minutes, but it monitors a golden cross that is happening in the 15 minutes picture of the market. That's what I said. So the 15 minutes is not a time frame within the robot buys. No, the 15 minutes, it is a picture of the market that the robot monitors in. Is that clear, Peter? Did I answer your question? So if the robot looks at a 15 minutes picture, it means it can even take 1 hour without buying. Because if the MACD indicator does not produce a golden cross, okay, the robot is not going to buy. The robot is not going to buy. That's why we are saying set as many coins as you can. Shafir is asking about margin call drops now. I did not talk anything about the settings of margin call drops. I was not teaching about that today. I'm not running away from the question. But if I start answering about how to allocate 15% drop using 7 margin calls, then it is another subject. That's why I did not focus on the settings. I said that the settings, they are already in order. You have put them how they are supposed to be. what we have been teaching you to do. Yes. The only target for today was where do you set the MACD so that your robot can be triggered using the golden cross of MACD. When it comes to margin call drops, when it comes to take profit callback, when it comes to first buying amount, when it comes to buy a multiple buy-in ratio, everything you have put in order. I did not touch that. Sharif, am I answering your question? If you do not know how to allocate 15% margin call drop, then you need to attend our Monday classes in the morning. When we teach how to set a trade, we include that. Okay, Sharif, are you here? Yes. Our Monday training in the morning, we teach you about trade setting, how to set a trade. So when they give you 15% drop, they give you 20% drop, they give you 5% drop, they give you 7% drop. How do you allocate those call drops to the margin calls that you have set? Okay? Yes. The worst performing coins, it depends if they are rising. Because for the MACD crossover to happen, it means that coin is rising in price. Because the MACD crossover does not happen if there's no movement in that coin. Okay? So the robot will monitor your first buy-in amount to be triggered by the MACD indicator. After that, the buying of the margin calls is normal. Yes. If the price drops after the first entry, your robot will start buying your margin calls. So when it is buying your margin calls, it does not use the MACD. The MACD is only first entry in the market. Anyone with a question? E.T., I think I was just answering that question. E.T., after the MACD golden cross has happened, does the trade proceed with margin calls? Yes. If the price goes down according to your margin call drop, okay? If the price goes down from where the robot has bought with your first buy-in amount, and then the price drops equal to your margin call drop, the robot will start buying your margin calls. That's why I said the MACD indicator is not for margin calls. And it does not mean that when a trade has been picked by a MACD, okay, the price is not going to drop. Remember, there are small drops that happens when the price is moving. Whether it is going up, it does not just go up. It goes up, it comes down a bit. It goes up, it comes down a bit. So that's how the robot buys your margin calls. Shafiru, are you serious? Are you serious, Shafiru? I have never experienced what you're talking about. I have never experienced. Are you looking at the MACD in what time frame in trading view? How do you know? How do you know? All right, let me answer this question. It says, talk about the purple line. I have seen 3 times. Ronald, which purple line? In Royal? Are you talking about the purple line in Royal? The MACD that is in RoyalQ is different from the MACD that is in a trading view. That's why I said don't focus on the colors. If you remember very well, I said that. Don't focus on the colors. RoyalQ chose its own color of the MACD indicator. Okay, so if you saw many colors, let me share my screen so that Ronald does not go home annoyed. I think I was here. Confirm. Let me come back here. Ronald, this is not the MACD indicator. Okay, the MACD indicator is down here. This one. I cannot even enlarge the screen, but here is the MACD indicator here. All right. Ronald, can you see these two lines here? These ones. This is the MACD. If I tap here, let me do this. Okay. This is the MACD indicator. Okay. Yes. This is the MACD indicator. Right. This is the volume. This is the volume indicator. Let me use my pen. This is the volume indicator. This is the MACD indicator. This is Bollinger Bands. I have indicated these ones, these three. They are the ones that are highlighted. Okay, can you see I have tapped Bollinger? It has disappeared. When I tap Bollinger here, the Bollinger Bands, it will come into the screen. Okay, when I tap volume, can you see volume is gone? So here I'm using volume indicator, MACD indicator, okay, and the Bollinger Bands. I'm using three. They are the ones that are appearing there. So Ronald, I think you were asking me about these three. I was not talking about the Bollinger Bands. I was talking about the MACD, which is this one here. This one is the volume indicator that is in RoyalQ. So when you look at the MACD indicator, RoyalQ is using different colors. Did I answer your question, Ronald? You wanted to know about the three lines. Did I answer your question? Okay. After MACD sells, when the margin calls triggers, let me say I set 11 margin calls and whole take profit triggers without hitting all margin calls. My question is, will the market close or still wait for all margin calls to trigger before closing the market? When you set 11 margin calls, Pascal, when you set 11 margin calls and your robot buys only first time using your first buy-in amount, there is a possibility if the price goes up immediately after it has bought with your first buy-in amount, your robot is not going to buy your margin calls because the price is not coming down. It is going up after it has bought first time. So the robot will be focusing on selling what it has bought using your first buy-in amount. So no buying of margin calls. If your robot buys and then price goes up and your take profit is triggered, the robot will sell without margin calls. Those situations happens. So don't say my robot only bought once, it never buy my margin calls. Is everything okay? Yes, everything is okay. It is all about price. What is the market doing? The robot follows that. It only monitors the price. It does not control the price. Is that okay, Pascal? Sometimes the robot can buy your margin calls, sometimes it cannot buy. Sometimes you set 5, it only buys 2. It leaves the 3 because the market was not dropping enough to buy those 3. Sometimes it will only buy once, then it's gone. Right? Are we still friends? Are we still friends? Guys, yes, it's 19 minutes to 10 in Johannesburg. I'm sure it's 19 minutes to 11 in Uganda. Yes. The only ones that are still behind time is my fellow Nigerians and Ghanaians. Yes, it is still early for them. It is still early for them. Yes. I'm trying to say we have been here from 8 o'clock. Now it's about to hit 10, something like 2 hours. Right? That's what I'm trying to say. So if we don't have questions, then we will have to end the Zoom here. Anyone with a question? Did I leave anyone behind? Did I close somebody outside? Did I close somebody outside? Did I close somebody outside? Who did I close? Who did I close? Please ask your question. Austin says yes. Ronald says yes. Oh, the yes is for what? I don't understand. The class for setting trade is on Monday. Monday morning. There is a class on how to set trades. Yes, Monday morning. Oh, okay. Estelle, you are a beginner. Don't worry. Keep attending the sessions. You're gonna learn. Okay? Estelle, don't focus on things that you don't know. Okay? Focus on things that you know, things that you are willing to know. So continue attending the classes. You are going to become better. You are not going to learn all the things at once or in one Zoom. Okay? I have been here since 2021. All right? So you are going to gather little each and every time you attend a Zoom. Golden cross line, it must be facing down or up. Golden cross, it means the blue line should cross the orange line going up. That is a golden cross. A death cross, the blue line crossing the orange line coming down. That is death cross. But golden, it means up. Someone is raising a hand. Elijah. Elijah. Elijah, are you for real? Let me check. Yes, the session is recorded. The session is recorded. Let me bring Elijah. Elijah, where's your hand? Okay, here you are. Elijah, if you are still there, I'm allowing you to unmute. Please accept and come on the microphone. Talk. Your microphone is on, Elijah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to ask a question, but it's not really related to what you are teaching today. It's about this, how do you call it? The delisting of coins, the delisting of coins on Binance. Those coins, what can we do to, because they are not that big to change it into USDT? So what can I do? What can I do?
The advices on how to deal with the delisted coins. If you are in Crypto Ambassadors, we gave direction on how to handle delisted coins. Members, am I correct? If I'm correct, give me a yes. We have been guiding you. We have even produced videos on how to deal with delisted coins. Is it true? Am I correct? Give me a yes if I'm correct. Yes. So Elijah, we do have a guidance on how to handle delisted coins. So there is a solution to it. And I'm not sure if you are in Crypto Ambassadors. Yeah, but if you are in Crypto Ambassadors, we provided a solution, right? Yes. I saw another hand here, Junior. Junior Ntingi, is it Ntinginya? Yes, Junior. Where are you, Junior? Let me check you here. You raised your hand in the chat, but here on the list, you never raise your hand. So I'm gonna look for you and bring you on the microphone so that you can ask your question. Junior, where are you? Let me see. I'm scrolling here looking for you. Okay. This is Junior Shirima. Okay, I'm looking for Junior. Aha, here you are. Okay. Junior, unmute yourself. I have sent you a request to talk. Please open your microphone, Junior, if you know how to do it. I have allowed you to talk. Junior, you are not unmuting. So it was not a question, right? Junior, was that a question? I saw your hand was up in the chat. Okay. I tried to give you a chance, but it's okay. Joyce. Joyce, is that a hand? Your finger is pointing up. Is that a hand, Joyce? Joyce, is that a hand? Okay, I'm gonna allow you to unmute. I think I will end with Joyce. Let me see, where are you here? Okay, you can unmute, Joyce. Unmute yourself. I've allowed you to unmute, Joyce. Do you know how to unmute yourself, Joyce? Because I have sent you a request. You just need to accept the request, then your microphone will be on. Unfortunately, you are quiet. Tennis CEO. Tennis CEO. Last chance. Last but not least. Okay, guys. Let me bring tennis. We're gonna end with tennis. Let me see. Yes, tennis.
Yes, coach.
Yes.
I just wanted to ask here. I think you can hear me clear.
Yes, you're loud and clear.
Okay, fine. let's say you have got 200 US as capital, then you put your first buying amount, you set everything. Then you put that 15 minutes for the robot to monitor market for you. Then since you are not recommend us to trade like to set more coins with small amount of capital, what if the coin that we have chosen, the robot is still monitoring until the whole day? The golden cross is not happening. What should we do?
Okay, very good question. Probably you joined late, Tennis, because I already said that set as many coins as possible so that the robot is standing a chance to pick a trade, because there is a possibility that a golden cross cannot happen in that one coin for a longer period. So for it to happen, set many coins as you can. We have been teaching you about batch setting, right? We made a video on how to do batch setting, right? So batch setting is there
Yes,
already. We
yes,
taught you. Yes, we don't want to repeat
yes.
here, exposing our capital in exchanges, you know, all that, because we need to show you how you can do batch setting, removing part of your capital from spot wallet and keep it in the funding, so that when the robot picks a trade, maybe out of 10 coins that you have set, for example, and then 5 of them, they create a golden cross. It means the robot might pick all of them. If there is capital in your spot wallet, it will pick all of them at once. So to avoid that, you only leave your first buy-in amount. Let's say your first buy-in amount is $10. Then you're gonna leave $10 in your spot wallet. You remove the rest of your capital to funding, so that when the robot is picking 5 trades, it should find that it is only $10, which is only for one coin. So it will pick that one and leave the rest. So you will come and cancel those ones. Then after that, you're gonna bring the capital back to open the margin calls of the coin that has been picked.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much then.
Okay, all right. Just go and watch the video on how to do batch setting.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you cannot do the batch setting, you can set many coins, but remove your capital from your Binance Spot wallet. Move it to funding. Leave only the money that the robot can use as the first buy-in amount, because you only need one coin, or probably you need 2 coins. So move some of the capital so that the robot does not mismanage it, because the robot will end up buying if there's golden cross happening in those coins. So it will buy all of them.
Okay. Thank you so much then.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Right. I hope I did not close anyone outside. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for attending the class. I hope you have learned something. To my co-host that were helping me on the platform, thank you for staying with me up to this far. You could have gone somewhere, but you decided to be here. I really appreciate. Okay, so guys, all in all, I wish you a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon. We will see you again. Yes, that is if our God allows us. Yes, we'll meet again when mercy and grace has been granted again to us. So I'm hoping to see you again tomorrow morning in our technical analysis class. But for tonight, guys, good night. We love you all. Take care and be safe. Bye-bye.